Today I want to share with you how you can filter a D365 FO extension to find all of its changes in Visual Studio. It's going to be changing properties on fields or buttons, adding new fields or buttons. It doesn't really matter. If it's in the extension, it'll find it. Now I use this whenever I have to either reverse engineer something and the technical documentation is lacking, or a client wants me to make a minor change. They probably don't want to pay me to go through and read all their technical documentation. Before we go over an example, I just want to reiterate that this is for Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations. It will also work for supply chain management, not for the D365 other products such as CE, CRM, whatever you call it nowadays, or any of those model-driven apps. That's something completely different. And if you're looking for Business Central, you're also in the wrong place. All right, in Visual Studio, in our AOT or Application Explorer, I'm going to show you this example on the Cus Table extension form. Now, this is an extension that Microsoft did, but this trick will still work on it. So we open the file, and all we have to do is put either lowercase e or uppercase e in this filter, and then colon, and hit enter. And so what you can see here, I'm gonna move that down for you. It highlighted all the changes. So you could see there's a field group that was added here. It doesn't seem like it used to be there. And then there's a bunch of field groups on the Cus table that were added in this extension layer. And then it looks like they made a change to this action pane. They added some buttons. If we go down, they added more buttons. They made a change to the property on this button group. We could right click and go to properties here. And we're going to see that they changed visible to no. And they also changed this caption label. I know this because it's a little bit bolder than what it normally would be. It's kind of hard to see in the black and white. However, I use dark mode because if I'm looking at the screen for 8 hours, it's going to blind me. I don't know how some of you guys work without it in dark mode. Here's new menu item buttons that are specifically in this extension. So if we go and look at the Cus table form, it's not going to be in there. Now, if we look over here on the left, there's multiple extensions for the same table, the Cus table. I'm going to go ahead and right click and view designer on custable.ltm. This is globalization. Globalization means rules for individual countries. And since it's a large product, where you want worldwide companies, each country has its own tax rules and then their own formatted reports and tax reports and all that fun stuff. But the point that I want to make here, if we go E:, it's going to filter only on what's in this extension specifically. Now, if we try to look up LTM on this other extension, you don't actually see any of the extensions from the other layer on that one. This was just an illustration of how it works. Where you really get the value in is because we're doing customizations and we're putting them in an extension. The client model, or in this case, the model that I have on my one box, is only going to contain the changes that I made. And when you're on an implementation, you're probably not making that many changes to a specific form. So let me go down here. I'm going to look for an extension that I did. So let's see, sales table list page. I'm going to go to the designer. And then if I go E: here, I just made one change where I added invoice account name to a grid. It's very useful for menu extensions as well. If you're trying to figure out where your colleague put something and you need to run it, to just walk through and test the process, get a feel for what the client is putting in a process, a custom process that you made. We can go here and we can see, okay, under the orders, I added a link to TRJH sales order list page, menu item, which is then going to launch this special TRH sales order list page. If this is a real client, maybe we added some forms, maybe we added some periodic tasks. Those would be action menu items. Maybe we added a parameter table, and we would see all those in this list here. If you found this helpful, make sure to check out the other videos on this channel. I'm sure you'll find those helpful too. If you have any topics in mind that I should cover, let me know in the comment section below.